brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tam hadevamatma buddhi prakasham mumukshurvai sharanamaham prapadye. Om Shant Shant Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamshrishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplavarahitah Prajnanaghanah Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi. Brahmaivahamasmi. Om Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Gurave Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sanghapavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavad Padabhidham Bibhrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane. Om. The reasons for the bondage, and that bondage means inevitably it is suffering, because it is suffering from which one wants to free himself. So this bondage, which we experience over here, in its ultimate analysis, is nothing else but ignorance, and the suffering is caused by ignorance. Ignorance is not suffering, but the suffering is caused by ignorance. How does one relate and see the cause and effect relationship between ignorance and suffering? Speaking from a purely experiential analysis, one may say that the state of deep sleep, where there is just pure ignorance, there is nothing that is known. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, nothing is there. No good, no bad. No papa, no punya, no swarga, no naraka. Nothing is there. In fact, it is absence of duality, but there is no knowledge of non-duality. It is totally unmanifest, and on waking up, one is going to claim that Na kinchida vedisham. I did not know anything. Which means the state of your deep sleep is just experience of pure ignorance, where the world is not there, the body-mind complex is not there, not even the ego, the experiencer, no one even to claim the doership, no nothing. But there is just pure, dark, deep abyss of ignorance, nothing there. On the flip side of the coin, of this deep sleep, which is experience of ignorance, one also says, Nakinchit avedisham sukham aswapsam. But I slept and there was just peace. There was absolute peace. That's why even when a cancer patient who is suffering from terrible pain also looks forward to go to deep sleep. A person with immense anxiety, tensions, anxiousness also waits to enter into the state of deep sleep where everything is gone, because it is experience of sukham too. That's why when we are saying ignorance is the cause of suffering, but at an experiential level, we also see ignorance. In ignorance, there is peace too. No botheration of anything. Then how do you say that ignorance is the cause of suffering? Because obviously there is some sort of a discrepancy over here. How can that be said? That needs to be justified. And therefore, we need to put a link in between before ignorance can be said as to be the ultimate cause of suffering, bondage. In our day-to-day life, we understand that our expectations, desires, ambitions, they make us suffer. We admit. If you weren't going to have expectations, why would you be disappointed? If you're not going to have desire, why would you be frustrated? If you did not have desire, why would you be anxious for the results and consequences to be conducive to you? So we do understand that desires do carry the causality for a lot of human suffering. But to attribute this causality to ignorance seems to be something that is out of the bracket. But the Upanishad is very much clear in saying it is this ignorance which is bringing about the havoc. And therefore, in order to understand what was being missed, we have to see. And hence, the discourse of Sri Krishna given to Arjuna becomes a very important discourse. The missing link can be established over here. So one, by his own experiences, is able to understand that desires are causing disappointments, nairashyam, anxiety, suffering, frustration, anger is all understood. And therefore, it is very easy to jump at this conclusion that if desires are not there, suffering wouldn't be there. But it is a very hasty method. Have you ever asked the question, why does even any desire arise? We are not sitting over here on a judgment of whether the desire is good or bad. Good or bad is something that is right or wrong, that has to be considered a little later. But just the desire as such, why does it arise? Every desire means that it is a desire for happiness. And the presence of desire itself is a declaration that I am not happy, I want to be happy. I'm not at peace, I want to be at peace. I am not fulfilled, I want to be fulfilled. Then if this is what the desire is simply saying, then what is wrong about it? What is wrong, what is illegitimate about any person on this earth ever asking that I want to be fulfilled, I want to be satisfied, I want to be happy, I want to be peaceful? What is wrong in him asking that? It is, therefore, I'm saying it is not a question about wrong or right. You may simply end up saying that desire is something that comes naturally, I don't bring it. Who's saying that you are creating desire? Desire comes and controls you. Once a desire comes, you cannot sit quietly. The desire is going to cause restlessness. Therefore, now, just by saying it is natural and it erupts by itself is not going to suffice. And if you are keen now, you're going to ask this question, what is it because of which the desire is born? From where does it come? And you're bound to find that there are various answers given to it. Somewhere or the other, those answers, those replies, those answers may be justified, but they are not a complete justification as why and how does the desire arise. The parampara, the tradition of Vedanta says, every desire means a desire for fulfillment, for completeness. And since you do not know that your own nature is Purnam, is infinite, that is what is the meaning of the word I, since this is not known. In search of happiness, in search of completeness, in search of fulfillment, the desire arises. Therefore, we are saying ignorance is the cause of desire. Desire in return is the cause of suffering. This is a sequence. There are some small steps in between too, but this should be able to give you a broader understanding. When we are saying it is ignorance which is the cause of suffering, ignorance directly doesn't become the cause of suffering. Ignorance becomes the cause of suffering by being the cause of desire in between. And therefore, unless and until this ignorance goes away, the seed for desire will also be there. You have eaten food, and that food was also delicious. Sumptuously, you have eaten food. And therefore, at this moment, you have no desire for anything more to be consumed. Since there is no desire now, does it mean that you will never have a desire for food again? It will arise, it will come. Which means though there is a state where the desires apparently are not there, and therefore that is a state of satisfaction, satiation. But it doesn't mean that the desire will not arise, because the seed of desire is still sitting over there, is still there. And that seed of desire is ignorance. Is ignorance. Therefore, when we are saying that it is ignorance which causes suffering, it is through desire that ignorance becomes the cause of suffering. So therefore, that what has been said by the books of Vedanta, by the teachers of Vedanta, is absolutely rational. Now Arjuna's question is, why does a person behave, conducts himself in this world in a way that is wrong. What is it that forces a person even to chase a wrong course of action? What is it that is pushing him? What is it that is prodding him? Maybe the person knows what is right and wrong, and yet he chooses wrong. Because nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to do anything wrong. Yet, in spite of his knowing, he now becomes a victim to the wrongdoing. What is it that pressurizes him, forces him to resort to the wrong course of action? And this is Arjuna's question, which now is going to be replied by Shri Krishna Bhagavan. And let us see how that goes. We are on verse number 36. Arjuna Vacha, Arjuna Vacha, Atha kena prayukto yam, papam charati purushaha, anichannapi varshneya, baladiva niyojitaha, atha kena prayukto yam, papam charati purushaha, anichannapi varshneya, baladiva niyojitaha. Samsara karane jnate panditaihi tad upayena parihartum shakyate. When one knows what is the cause of this samsara, the suffering, the miserable existence, then this pandita, the people who are enlightened, wise people, will be able to arrange for those remedies by which that the cause for suffering can be overcome. Tad upayena parihartum shakyate. When samsara karane jnate, if you do not know what is it that is causing, one will be throwing darts in the dark, shooting arrows in the dark. He may be doing it very honestly, very seriously. Yet, he will not hit where the arrow has to hit. You don't see this is what is said by people all around all the time? Meeting people who have lived a very honest life. They were loyal to their wives, they have been loving to their children, have been friendly to their neighbors, taken care of their parents, so on and so forth. They still have this to say. I have done everything and yet there is suffering. I have done everything that was right, and yet why is there this suffering? Because you are still throwing darts in the dark. That's why Shankaranandji says, samsara karane jnate sati panditaihi tad upayena parihartum shakyate. Having known what is the samsara karanam, only then the wise people will be able to do the upaya to, or to take the right course of action to mitigate that cause, to eliminate that cause of suffering. So now let us look at this shloka. Athakena. Athakena, that word atha means, that word atha has got several significances. One is, it also can mean, it can mean a question. It can mean a beginning of new topic. And it can also mean continuation of what was said before into the present. So the word atha, if it has to be translated, it would mean now. When you say now, it means up to this point something was said, and in reference to that, now I have a question, or I have to add this, I have to say this. When you say now, it also means a new topic. The earlier topic has finished, and now we are about to start a new topic. We do say, now what? Now what? So that now is also has got this, is also prashnavachaka, interrogation. Of course, the word now also has got the significance of being a mangalavachaka. But in this present context, the word atha has, you can associate the prashna and continuation, because Arjuna is not bringing a new topic since he has to kill time and so he wants a new topic to start. No, it is in continuation till this point what Shri Krishna has spoken, explained, and hence understanding what the teacher has spoken, a question has come. Atha kena, kena by whom? Prayuktaha, atha kena hetu bhutena prayuktaha. Prayukta means enjoined by what? Enjoined by what? Prayuktaha. Like Rajyena Bhrityaha iva. Like a king may enjoin somebody to do something. Bhrityaha, a servant, may ask the servant to do something. Prodded by. Okay, so atha kena hetu bhutena prayuktaha. Ayam papam charati, ayam purushaha papam charati. This person takes to the sinful ways of life. Papam charati, that what should not be done is what he is doing. That what is not ought to be done is what he follows in his life. Is papam. So ayam purushaha papam charati. Over here the word purusha is, the pu is dirgha, purushaha, but that's fine. Papam karma acharati purushaha. Follows papa karma. Anichan api. He himself knows that no, sir, I shouldn't be doing. So consciously he is not willing to do that. But there seems to be a factor which is, well, very more powerful than his conscious decisions. And that is what pushes him in the course of action. Swayam anichan api. Anichan api matlab Swayam anichan api papam charati. He Varshaneya. Varshaneya is an epithet and it is of Sri Krishna and it is a vocative case. He Varshaneya. Varshaneya means Vrishni Kula Prasutaha, the one who is born in the clan of Vrishni. Vrishni Kula Prasutaha Varshaneyaha. He Varshaneya Anichan api ayam purushaha papam charati. Kena prayuktaha papam charati. Baladiva niyojitaha. Baladiva niyojita, as if he is forced into that course of action. Niyojitaha. Rajneva iti ukto drishtantaha. The person may not be willing, but now since it is an order of the king, he has to follow it. He has to follow it. I don't want to, but this is what my superiors want to do. So he is forced because there seems to be something that is superior in force, in power, than just his will. Okay? Over here, the person becomes helpless in spite of him not having that will. I don't want to do, but there is something that forces me to do. In West, before Freud, and even today, we have these people who believe there is a devil who's making me do it, though I don't want to do it. At least Freud was somebody who gave a little insight and said, your will is just your conscious ego, conscious level of mind. But more powerful is something that is behind it, and that is subconscious and unconscious. At your conscious level, he says, is very, very fragile. But the monster that sits behind is more powerful. And then they said there is a devil who controls, and criminals also have this idea that I didn't want to do this murder, I didn't want to commit the murder, but I was as if ordered, forced by something that was dark and evil. Neither does Shri Krishna, or nor does Arjuna have this kind of a question, and reply is not at all that. It is too childish, because it is very easy to blame, and you are then free from that guilt or even regret. I didn't do, I was made to do. Baladiva niyojitaha, by force. Shankaranandji says, Atha shabdaha prathak prashna arambharthaha. Instead of saying that the word atha is in continuation of the earlier topic, he says, though the earlier topic may have triggered this question, but it is not totally continuation of the earlier topic. It is a new topic which Arjuna is bringing into the discussion, and that is Prathak Prashna Arambharthaha Atha Shabdaha. In the Shankaranandji's commentary, there is something very interesting, and that is he gives you an explanation of the word Varshaneya. Over there, he says, what is Varshaneya? Now, it is very easy to say that Varshaneya means Vrishni Kula Prasutaha, the one who was born in the clan of Vrishni. But he says, Arjuna, employing this term for Sri Krishna, has got more significance than just declaring his, his, what do they call it? The lineage. He says, Brahmavidam Brahmanandamritam Varshati iti Vrishnihi. The word Vrishni means the one who showers, the one who rains. What does he rain? Obviously, he's not meaning that you are sitting up above in the clouds and pushing the water down. No. What is it that he showers? What is it that he rains? Brahmavidam Brahmanandamritam Varshati. Varshati becomes Vrishni. So there's a proper grammar to it. So you just get that. Brahmavidam. So those who are the knowers of Brahman, to those, he is the one who showers the immortal nectar of Brahmanandam. Okay, Brahmanandamritam varshati iti vrishnehi. What is that? Because of which now this wise man, this enlightened one, is drenched in ananda. What? Samyak bodhaha. What is that? Samyak bodhaha. It is the samyak bodha, the knowledge. Tena bodhena avagamyate iti varshneyaha. So the word Vrishni, and then related to Vrishni is varshneyaha. So the one who is known through that knowledge which showers the Brahmanandam on the wise people, what is it that showers that rains the, what do they call, Brahmanandam, that drenches these wise people in ananda? It is the samyak bodha. So samyak bodha is Vrishni. So then the one who is known, because it is bodha, it is knowledge. So that knowledge, the one who is known through this, samyak bodhena avagamyate iti, the one who is known through this samyak bodha is varshneyaha, is varshneya. So this becomes the epithet of Shri Krishna, not just because it is declaring his lineage or the clan, but because that he is what is his true nature, varshneyaha. Then he says, Purushaha swayam papa phalam papasadhyam phalam anichan api papamacharati. Nobody wants the consequence of papam. Papa means the sin, the wrong action. What if the action is wrong? It is going to deliver the wrong result. What can be called as a wrong result? Dukkham, because you never wanted dukkham, you want sukham. So the action which is going to give dukkham is called as papa. Okay, it's called as papa. But no, people may follow papa, but they don't want to have papa phalam. if you are going to sow the seeds of a poisonous plant and expect it to bear a mango fruit, how is that? Is not that absurd? Exactly, if you are going to follow Papa and expect Sukham and peace, how will that happen? So, Papa Phalam Anichan Api. So, the people do not desire Papa Phalam, yet Papam Acharati, yet they follow the Papa. Asmin Karyakarana Sanghate, Kena Balavata Prerito, Ayuktam Api. Karoti. Ayukta means ayogyam api karoti. Asmin karya karana sanghate. In this body-mind complex, what is that which is so powerful, or what is it that is so powerful? Preritaha, prodded by or forced by the one who is so powerful, a person does something that is inappropriate, ayogyam, ayuktam, ayogyam, api acharati, karoti, does that. So you don't have to find the factor beyond this body-mind complex. Karya karana sanghate, right here only it is going to be there. What is it that does this? Otherwise, it's very easy, that because of some external factor, because of some grahas, because of Ishvara, because of devil, because of God, so on and so forth. That's why he makes it very, very clear. Asmin karya karana sanghate. Karyam means this body over here. Karanam means, the antak karanam, bahik karanam. Sanghata means the assembly of body-mind complex. So in this body-mind complex, what is it that is so powerful, because of which a person is forced to do that what is inappropriate, that what is wrong? So now we have this Arjuna's question where he recognizes, he says, what is it that makes a person follow a wrong course of action? Shri Krishna Bhagavan answers this question. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Kama Esha Krodha Eshaha, Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha, Mahashano Mahapapma, Vidyenam Iha Vairinam, Kama Esha Krodha Eshaha, Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha, Mahashano Mahapapma, Vidyenam Iha Vairinam. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Shri Bhagavan spoke. What is the meaning of this word Bhagavan? We will see. So over here, Shri Krishna Bhagavan thus spoke. Uvacha. This is Kama. Kameshaha. And this one alone is Krodha. Krodheshaha. Born from the Rajogunas. Rajoguna Samudbhavaha, Mahashanaha, an insatiable, Mahashanaha, Mahapapma, the most sinful, Mahapapma, Vidyenam Ihavairinam. Arjuna, know this one to be the enemy. That the Kama alone is Krodha, and he is born from Rajoguna. He is insatiable and is most sinful, Arjuna knew him to be Vairi, Vairinam Vidhi. Vairi means the enemy, adversary. Know him to be the adversary, the enemy, foe, Vairinam. We will see this shloka and something more when we meet next. This should be good enough for this evening. Thank you very much. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Thank you.